Now, the bridge on River Ofin at Dunkwa in the central region has weakened and risks collapsing, causing users and residents of the area to begin raising concerns. Its collapse will impact transportation greatly, as it may links the central to other parts of the country. Central Regional Correspondent Akwesiado has been following the situation on this bridge and comes with more.
The bridge, which aids the crossing of the Ofin River at Dunkwa Ofin, the capital of the Upper Dentro East Municipality of the Central Region, was constructed decades ago. Until about 3 years ago, when the bridge was supported with some wood slabs, it had seen no rehabilitation. From beneath the bridge, visible signs of weakness can be seen. Vibrations are also felt when vehicles access the bridge, presenting an aura of fear among users. Residents of the area and motorists fear that any delay in carrying out maintenance work may result to the collapse of the bridge. At the collapse of the bridge, the northwest part of the central region will be completely disconnected from the Ashanti, Western North and Western regions. Transportation of food and cash crops, mineral resources, including human movement, may be completely grounded. Some motorists, residents and commuters spoke to Metro News about the condition of the bridge.
Bridge no faso a dempa e wo so se nsuo to na fi se bia ye twam a cars ni bi kura ba a na ye hu nti yedu age se ye na ye gina na ba ko na wo efi Dunkwa inside e ba no ono no besen ansa na yen a ye fi obo ase so ko no so yen akọ
bridge ni de se nsuo to a ya nam so a mehunu se sisi asa na mohunu sa na etie nsuo to a ha nyina enye ti ye bompa ye se aja wo ba ba ya amaye ene se mo be pie ha mudi eyiwe ya ba se ebisa me ho asemi
bridge ni de ahwodin ni man kasa kasa wujina so kwa ka be fa so a sibe sheki ni kwa timima we yam show ana wo hwa aha na ye boys na mo de abugo ya na sa na tie no ma ba fele sa bus ankase ye no mo ba duru a anim ha nyina ya amana etimbe truck wana ama traffic achwa.
Even though the attention of the Ghana Highway Authority has been drawn to the matter, they are yet to make any move to carry out any maintenance work on the bridge. Chief Executive of the Upper Dentro East Municipal Assembly, Ebenezer Pierre-Forsen, emphasized the need to have the state of the bridge improved as soon as possible. Here is the MCE speaking to Metro News.
We have reported the issue to Ghana Highway Authority, which their regional engineer has been on site to visit the place to ascertain how the strength of the bridge and all of that. And they said they have reported to their maintenance departments at the Ghana Highway Authority. And so we are just hoping that something will be done about the bridge, if maybe a new bridge could be built or maybe a maintenance works could be done on the bridge.
Now, still within the communities, Roads and Highways Minister Senso Boakye has announced that work on the construction of storm drains at the SCC junction will be expedited. This announcement follows Monday's downpour, where portions of NY Highway Kasoa and Accra West got flooded. He spoke to Metro News during a tour of the stretch a day after the floods.
Inspecting affected areas after Monday's flood, the Roads and Highways Minister announced that a team of experts is being constituted to assess the situation at the toll booth area to find a lasting solution to the menace to bring comfort to road users. He spoke to Metro News during a tour to the stretch.
As a result of the downpour and because of activities over here, you see that we are the left side here is very hilly. So when it rains, there's a very strong force to bring debris and silt onto this road. It tells you that there's very serious storm drainage issues in this area, and thankfully this has already been identified by the Ministry of Works and Housing under the Ghana Hydrological Authority. As you can see, they've started some interventions already, and they've just started. In fact, it's a continuation of storm drain that's supposed to address the issue here. So very soon it will be addressed.
Areas such as Topekuma, Timber Market, Jomens Pomete, Newtown, 94 and Iron City in Kasoa got heavily flooded. Both residential and commercial facilities got inundated by flash floods, destroying assorted properties and displacing occupants. The flooding situation has been attributed to the failure of authorities at the Ewutu Senya East Municipal Assembly to institute advanced flood prevention measures ahead of the rains. Here are some residents speaking to Metro News.
And considering that Kasoa is one of the fastest developed community area that we can all be proud of. So if we are putting our hands down and then watch this thing to continue happening, I think one day, what will happen, it will be a mess than what happened at the Circle 2015 day.
The current downpour has disturbed us a lot. We the youth are disappointed in our leaders. Yesterday, the flood entered my room. We have complained about this situation severally, but our leaders have turned deaf ears.
Commuters along the Accra-Kasoa highway also suffered very difficult circumstances as both sections of the N1 highway flooded, bringing traffic movement to a standstill. Some vehicle users shared their experience with Metro News.
One of our cars was taken away by the floods. We had to use a towing car to pull it back, and it's currently at a nearby filling station. Every part of the car is spoiled, including the engine. During the downpour, I had to find somewhere safe to stand because the water level was almost at my waist.
The situation has reignited calls for an urgent attention to be given to the area by government.
We are pleading with the government to come to our aid and fix the road for us because the water flows down from up the hills at Saki and makes the floods unbearable for us.
Experts from the South Municipal Assembly and the Ghana Hydrological Authority say they have carried out all needed assessments and have begun taking actions that will put an end to the decades-old suffering.
I think that the intervention from Hydrological Service Authority is something that is, really welcome, because being in assembly, we have seen the problem that this flooding caused over the time. If you look at, before they even came in, you realize anytime it rains, the assembly comes in to dredge and to take away the silt. Look at the level of silt that comes all the time. It is really, a difficult situation to manage. So seeing this project, I believe that we are going to support in our capacity as an assembly to make sure that this project is completed and completed well.
Now, Central Regional Correspondent Akwesi will join us and give us some more updates. Akwesi, thank you for your time. You're welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Annie, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. You gave us two major reports, or two major community reports, and that the first one is on the river, the bridge across that popular river, or very historic river. What have the people done about that bridge, first of all, to start with?
Okay, so I guess you're talking about the famous Okrudu River,
yes,
which crosses the N1 highway at Kasoa around the Pinkefem area.
Right.
So this has been a major campaign promise of the Member of Parliament for Kasoa, Madam Mavisa Wakumsi, as far back as 2016, and then she pledged to have the area designed like what the people in Alajo have. But as we speak with you now, little has been done concerning that particular promise, throwing people back into this annual ritual of flooding situation. Now, residents along the banks of the Okrudu River and some other areas of Kasoa are hugely disappointed that no plans were put in place.
Yourself well. I think I'm losing you, so please reposition yourself.
Is it okay now?
I think it's better, right? Okay. So go ahead.
So a lot of residents in the Kasoa enclave are hugely disappointed at the turn of events because authorities failed to put in place measures to prevent this problem.
If you look at that bridge, what is the extent of renovation do you think we have to do on it?
Okay, so talking about the Okrudu River, it serves as a receptacle for almost all drainage systems within the Kasoa enclave, because it runs through almost half of the municipality, which means that almost all the drainage systems are connected to it. And so it demands for it to be dredged constantly or even ahead of rains. But this year, the assembly failed to dredge significant portions of the Okrudu River. And so it got flooded few minutes after the downpour. And then the flash waters entered people's homes and then destroying their properties. As I speak with you now, people are now clearing their houses. Others are clearing their workplaces just so they'll be able to work. So since Monday, many people have not been able to go about with their normal duties. And then there has not been any sort of help also rendered to these residents who are in distress.
Right. So the river is causing floods. Now, the other side, which is rains and sun-winning activities, that's also creating a switching the Kasoa enclave. We've seen the minister, make some promises after he toured the area. We see the attempt of collecting the sand that have been poured onto the roads and stuff like that. What else is the progress of work?
Okay, so Annie, let me say that this is an annual routine. Anytime the Kasoa Accra highway is blocked, you get duty bearers visiting the area. Mm-hmm. As far back as 2015, the former president, John Dramani Mahama, visited this Kasoa toll booth area, made his own assessment, and then announced that plans were being put in place to ensure that the problem is solved. The Minister for Roads and Highways, Mr. Asenso Boakye, who recently headed the Works and Housing Ministry, visited the area. At the time he was at the Works and Housing Ministry, and also announced that plans were being put in place to help solve the problem. And then yesterday he was here, and then surprisingly, he repeated the same message. And even there is work ongoing, but as a matter of fact, work has been very slow because there are two major works which are being carried out in the area. That is one, a drainage system that would connect the Kokojo River at the Old Barrier Enclave. And then another drainage work at the SCC junction that is closer to the West Hills Mall. Now, work at the SCC junction has not been progressing. You realize that the contractor working on that particular project has not been working up to speed. And then around that same area, there is a drainage system that is supposed to receive water from the top hills from Broadcasting Enclave, and then to the drainage system at ACC Junction, then through to the Kokojo River beneath Gizel Estate. As I speak with you now, work has stalled for over 4 years, and the contractor has completely abandoned site. And so if you ask me, it is like any time this situation occurs, you get state authorities visiting the area, assuring residents that plans are being put in place, but once the rain ceases, then work would also cease. So we are back to face
this routine, as you have outlined, we have no hope that something will happen again.
Except that this time around, they would put words to action. As I see that this problem would persist, and then we are more likely to face even more challenges as we move into the rainy season proper.
Akwesiado, I'm grateful for the updates there coming in from the central region. Let's hope that something can be done in the area that has become a routine where they face disasters after every heavy downpour.